the Trevor Jackson podcast.
But one thing I want to say is that I'm rooting for Dame Dash to get back. I'm rooting for him to get back. I'm going to address why I'm rooting for him to get back after we play a couple of the clips, because it's just like falling from grace publicly is just, golly, man, it's crazy.
The Paid in Full.
What about it?
Did you own Paid in Full? Like, how did 50 Cent acquire ownership of Paid in Full?
Let me ask you a question. Let's put this in.
That's not how this works, Dan. No.
I'm sorry.
I asked the question.
You just cut me off. Right? Now, I want you to notice every time you do that.
Okay.
And they would say I'm bugging if I yelled, but please let me complete my sentence. And please don't tell me how we do things. That's going to be a trigger. So I'm just talking normally. Do you remember when 50 Cent was supposed to be putting out a documentary about Puff on Netflix?
Yes.
Where is it?
I think it's still happening.
Yeah, right. He's capping. So I talk a different language than most people. I'm a boss. So number one, there is no rights to be bought. So I knew he was trolling. And you got to remember, KM tried to have my son come on. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think messing with people's children is all right? Can you answer that question?
No,
that's not fair.
No, because you didn't answer the original question.
I did answer it. I just told you. He's capping.
So he didn't get the rights to it.
How would that's the thing is, you know what the problem is?
The problem is how
you cut me off again.
Things. I'm asking you a question for you to answer.
You cut me off again. See this?
No.
You know, it was interesting. I started doing my research about 50 Cent obtaining the rights to Paid in Full. The rights to what? To the movie, to the creation of new things. And you know, I couldn't find nothing with my own research, so I just put in ChatGPT. I'm going to tell y'all what I put in there. I said, how did 50 Cent acquire the rights to Paid in Full? So this is what ChatGPT told me. You know, what is known? 50 Cent says he owned the rights, publicly claimed that he acquired the rights to the 2002 film Paid in Full, and that he wants to develop a premium TV series based on it. We already knew that, chat. Cameron is involved, who was originally in the film, is being credited as an executive producer on the upcoming series version. We already knew that, chat. Dame Dash disputes it. One of the original producers of Paid in Full has publicly challenged 50 Cent's claim. So he was just an original producer. It don't even say an executive producer. Implying that the rights might not have been legitimately transferred, or at least that he doesn't believe they were. So number 4 thing that it said, no publicly released documents. There's been no public filing, no contract made available, no lawsuit yet that lays out the terms, how much was paid, from whom, what exactly was transferred, film rights, sequels, merchandising, etc. So that's according to Black Girl Nerds. This is all the information that ChatGPT seen on the internet, because if it's on the internet, Chat got access to it. So, you know, I feel like it's just a weird space. But when Dame Dash made that take, 50 Cent got on his Instagram and responded. And he said, Dame going out bad. I don't know why he would say I'm capping about anything. Award-winning projects takes time. Catch 50 Ways to Catch a Killer on Fox Nation now. So 50 Cent is basically using this attention to promote what he's already doing and to further what he's already doing. Dame Dash made a valid point. What is going on with that Diddy movie, documentary, or whatever that 50 Cent was talking about he was making? Did he scrap it because Diddy, you know, trial is over with now and it looks like it's a positive outcome for Diddy? I don't know what he's about to be sentenced next month, and I'm interested in that and commentating on that though. But, you know, this is just interesting. I feel like Dame Dash didn't evolve. This is the take I want to give. Like, he's stuck in the past, dog. Too bad. He's stuck in the past to the point to where you're dealing with trolls. Charlamagne is a troll. DJ Envy is a borderline troll. 50 Cent is the master troll. Cameron, he petty in a motherfucker. Super petty, Mr. Petty. If it ain't in his best interest, he gonna do whatever it takes to win. And these boys know how to play the internet. Dame Dash has always presented himself as a boss. So he don't want to do the work. You know, these boys are hands-on with the internet and the projects and things that they creating. Dame Dash pays people and he just sit there and talk. It's a different game. You got to be outside now, hands-on, big dog. And what I want to say, he seems disgruntled about Jay-Z's evolution. He seems disgruntled about Cameron's evolution, Kanye West's evolution, Kevin Hart evolution. All people that he participated in putting them in the forefront. Now, the way that he put them in the forefront was through music. The game has changed. I'm saying this because, you know, I want people to be aware that you constantly have to transform and change with the times. You can't depend on what originally made you successful. You can stay there and keep doing that, though, but the world is forever evolving. You know, people complain about gentrification in the neighborhoods, but was you investing when them properties was easily to invest in? Don't complain about gentrification 15, 20 years down the line when you could have been buying these homes and benefiting off of, you know what I'm saying, the future. Don't be complaining, Dame, that you ain't getting to the podcast, creative, digital commentary space now that people are making millions off of it. People are making millions off of fashion. Jay-Z, he made millions off of Tidal in the streaming service. And, you know, people evolved from music, Dame. You still view yourself as the big boss nigga, the nigga who put the boys in position when they have evolved from that. Let's get into the next thing that was interesting on her because he was talking to Charlamagne and DJ Envy in ways that I need to address, man.
Guys was kissing, throwing you kisses because they liked your pause butt and you went back. That's gay.
Why do you have such a problem with gay
I don't have a
people?
problem. I have a problem with you.
That's why you
Wait.
pause
No.
so much. That's crazy,
Yeah, that is why I
man.
pause. There's a lot of people like you.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of people like you that are gay that don't that pretend they're not. And that's not fair because you're running around.
That's not your
Stop.
business.
You're here. You're representing a black man, and I don't want white
Black
people.
men can't be gay?
You're representing.
Hold on, answer the question. Black men can't be gay?
Black
Dame?
men that are gay should say they're gay.
Well, I'm not gay.
You are. You're gay. You know, anyway. Now let me talk
Then
to
you're
you.
broke.
Let me
If
ask
I'm
you.
gay, you're broke.
What would you rather do? Have a Repo or a Rico?
Neither, but Repo.
But you're getting investigated for a Rico.
Am I?
That's what
Or
I'm
is that
saying.
Chatty Patty?
You're listening to the internet.
That's
Dame.
why I'm talking to you
This is
about
gossip.
it. That's what I'm talking to you about.
It's
Wait.
internet gossip.
How should I know? I never heard of these.
So when we ask the question,
Yo,
you
I'm
can't
talking to him
deny
now.
it.
See what you're doing? Girls do that. Let me say this.
I'm listening.
You know, that was interesting how he played DJ Envy, though, to me. Now, what I want to address the first part of that, because that's a 2-part clip for me, because he addressed two people. What's going to happen from this interview that Dame Dash, I don't think, is aware of the internet games, is that people like me is going to clip that up and give a perspective and create content from it. But I'm not going to do it from a malicious perspective. I'm just going to give the game to people. Now, Young Thug just did an interview talking about gay and homosexuality. Now, you know, Dame Dash is talking about you gay, Charlamagne. And he had the right to speak on that because Charlamagne bring butt cakes to the radio station to give to DJ Envy for his birthday. He do a lot of, you know, fruitful behavior type of things, though. But you defending yourself because they calling you broke and you trying to give off a perception that you're doing well and stuff, and you giving game and giving knowledge, which he does have educational takes, but he was too bothered by this conversation. And to me, what's going to happen is people going to clip it up. TMZ going to clip it up. Vibe Magazine, Hot New Hip Hop, Hip Hop DX, they all gonna clip it up. Then the LGBTQ community gonna have a problem with it. Not saying that they are powerful enough to hinder Dame Dash in the ways that he may not be aware of, but who's gonna want to do business with you? You know, you hindering yourself from furthering business with anybody. Like, you don't want to isolate yourself. I see a lot of people get on YouTube and create niches for themselves. You know, niches is good in some aspects though, but you got to leave yourself open and remain objective. And Dame Dash, at that point in that conversation, talking about Charlamagne, he actually hindered himself. I see it coming along in the future before it even happened, that the LGBTQ community is gonna, you know, try to attack him for that statement, saying that you can be this and you can be that and be gay at the same time. But to me, Charlamagne, if you are that, quit playing those games and come out the closet. I feel like, just being honest, and I don't want to give a harsh take or a malicious take, but if you are that, don't be beating around the bush, hiding it, and participating in things that, you know, that you're not. That's fake. That ain't just, you know, that's fake. That's I'm trying to find the word I'm looking for. That's deceiving. You're deceiving the people. That's deception. You know, if you be who you are. A lot of this entertainment business is based upon deception, but you know, he had a point in saying that, but I don't think it was the time to say it. Now, this whole podcast was created around this part of this conversation because you see, I got it right here. Repo or Rico. Because they calling him broke, talking about his things is being repossessed, talking about his tax dollars and stuff. Now, this is a question for y'all. What would y'all rather deal with? A repossession of everything you've obtained or a Rico case? Because, you know, DJ Envy was deceiving people also. Scamming folks with Caesar Pena and flipping NJ by trying to get people to invest in real estate that wasn't even really a thing. Now, Charlamagne said, you listening to the internet, that's gossip. Hell nah, that was on Fox 5 in New York. Is that gossip too? You know, people can go look at it now, flipping NJ, DJ Envy, dealing with a Rico. And they also, Rory Amal was talking about recently how payola is going to impact Power 105.1 in New York City, Hot 97 in New York City because of payola, making artists pay to get their music played on the radio. They was doing that in my hometown. You know, they ruined the culture in East Tennessee by not playing the artists of East Tennessee, because in East Tennessee, it's a lot of dope artists. And I'm getting off the topic, but I'm going to get right back to it. It's a lot of dope artists in East Tennessee, and we could have created a culture so people could have known what to expect when they came to the town. But at the end of the day, the radio station messed up the town by trying to make people pay or saying that their songs wasn't good enough, so they had to pay. And it was a whole subculture, underground culture that the world didn't get to experience because of the radio station. And I feel like that's foul. But what would y'all rather deal with? Dame Dash situation, everything being repossessed, you having to file for bankruptcy and all of that old type of stuff, or a Rico case? Which one can you come back from first? Because, you know, when I look at these brothers on the Breakfast Club, I feel like DJ Envy ain't built for prison. He's a whole married man with a plethora of kids. He ain't doing none of that stunting he used to do on Instagram. It seemed like he trying to hide some things. But I ain't trying to talk down on DJ Envy. At the end of the day, that's your situation, big dog. But the last take that I'm going to play from this viral interview is this clip right here, because, you know, it was intriguing, man.
I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Like, your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. You see him? And I'm gonna tell you why he's my OG. Because he killed anybody or any of those things. He just taught me how to be a better man.
Wendy not my OG.
Can you
That's
stop?
funny, though.
Can you stop?
Wendy Williams is your OG.
Wasn't she your boss?
Yeah, at one point.
So
yeah.
she was your OG. She put you on, and you should give her grace, and you should also give her props out of respect.
Oh, I
but
do.
because we have different trauma, like we're different. Like I'm not the kind of guy that would I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. Let me ask you a question, Dan. You ever ran from a fight? No. What would happen if y'all heard that I ran from a fight? That's a masculine way of doing things. Now you don't see it that way. You like to play games. Like I'm not quite, because when you say kids, I was like, and it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why.
But what if
Let me tell you why.
This is hilarious. I love
you're
what
gay.
you're doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is is very feminine, and you are acting like there's some degree of like you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity, because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Period.
What's girl stuff?
Talking about people that aren't in the room, that don't have anything to do with them, saying things confidently in front of millions of people and not saying anything.
That was an interesting conversation and an interesting take, and he went back to the gay thing. LGBTQ community is going to be hard on him for that, But what I want to say is that, the Breakfast Club doesn't represent masculinity. And I want to ask y'all a question. Is it important for men to represent masculinity? Because my perception of it, I feel like it is important, because people have expectations from men to be providers and protectors. And when you are constantly consuming this behavior that Charlamagne presents, that he's getting paid for, you start to feel and think that that is acceptable. The youth is programming to the youth to think that that activity is acceptable. I'm 45 years old. I rarely listen to the Breakfast Club unless it's something of my interest, or they talking about something that I didn't know happened, because they do that every day. I do a podcast weekly. I'm giving y'all 2 shows this week. Salute. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. But, I don't think it's acceptable. Their audience is 18 to 35. So who am I, though? The world has changed. Ain't no grown-ups listening to the Breakfast Club. If you listening to the Breakfast Club and you 40 and up, then you ain't on your business. You got other things that you should be prioritizing besides the Breakfast Club, because they ain't doing nothing but talking tea. They talking tea and gossip. Real spill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.